It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski, and I'm here with Papi.
Hi, everyone. We're at Casa de Papi.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So it's a really hot day today, correct?
Yeah, but you know what? Even though it was hot today, there wasn't really a lot of humidity. So I thought it was outside. It was doable.
So I'm going to start off here by talking about some psychological things. And, you know,
that's always a good way to start off.
That's always a good topic. So based on your knowledge, do any of my cousins, aunts, uncles, stepsister, or your family, my family, anybody's side of the family know rich, famous, or interesting people? Based on your knowledge, do you think anybody's associated or is talking to rich, famous, or interesting people or has in the past?
Well, I guess maybe that's a trick question because I have spoken with, in the past.
No, I'm talking about like
President Nixon. I have spoken with Richie Fury.
Or is rich in some capacity or extremely wealthy in some capacity. Based on your knowledge, is anybody? Are there secrets being kept from me that I really should know regarding the success of my family?
I don't think so. I mean, we're an average family living in all living in average houses, living in, I guess, average Long Island. I mean,
yeah, you work as a claims adjuster. You know, and there's no deception. So okay, I mean,
but let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Well, what did I do for a living? Where did I work?
You worked at an insurance company.
And how do you know that? How do you know that for a fact?
Because you took me to, take your son to work day, and I witnessed it.
Holiday parties?
Holiday parties too, yes.
Yep. And you've met some of my friends from work?
Yep. So there is evidence right there, that you're indeed exactly who you appear to be. So what you know what I mean? So when I start to get delusions, use that evidence to dispel and fight it off.
Good, very good. Also, in regards to my work, what did I do when like disasters hit?
What did you do when disasters hit? You would sometimes fly to Texas, for example, or like Hurricane Katrina. Did you go to someplace for Hurricane Katrina?
Yep.
Yeah.
New Orleans. I worked, even though I worked on the liability side of the insurance claims department, I worked on the litigation side. The company had this program called catastrophe program.
Right.
And when a catastrophe hit, we'll use Katrina since you brought it up, they would send their property people down there, but when a catastrophe hits, it's giant. I mean, they just can't handle it with just property. So what the company did was they cross-trained people to, I guess, to be able to write claims, settle losses in those areas. And I volunteered, and I was one of them. So whenever there was a catastrophe, like hurricanes that hit Florida, hurricanes that hit Texas, Katrina, Hurricane Ike.
I mean no offense, and it is interesting, but I think that we went from like 24 viewers to 3. I mean, not to say it's not interesting, because it is. I mean, you're telling. Actually, I'm sorry to say that was uninteresting. It was interesting. But.
Hey, I played. I'm here for whoever's online. I mean, if they want to be online and they want to listen to me, I'm here for you guys.
No. I mean, your life is very interesting, but also, I mean, Papi and the Wildman is meant to be sensationalistic and silly and entertaining too. You know what I mean? Which
yeah, but you brought up the fact that you thought that I was famous, or that I knew major famous people, and I'm just telling you like what my life was.
Right. I mean, and I appreciate that.
And that's more important than if there's 3 viewers or 100 viewers. I mean, I'm here to help you. Also.
I appreciate the honesty, but you were also putting the people to sleep a little bit. No offense, and I mean no offense.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed you're drinking.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking a lot.
Alcohol or no? You know, they say.
Oh, what, you notice I'm drinking?
It's actually. I was gonna say the Minute Maid. You had the Jey Uso Minute Maid and the Cody Rhodes Minute Maid.
Yeah, I got Cody Rhodes today.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
I like the Minute Maid. Yeah, I mean, is there maybe too much sugar and stuff? But you know what? I don't drink it. You know, I don't drink it every day, but every once in a while, like when I'll come in from working outside and I'm just dehydrated.
Yeah.
A glass of that just hits the spot.
You know, it's good. Interestingly enough, I remember back in like 2020 or 2021, I used to drink the San Pellegrino, which also contains a lot of sugar, and it was good. Don't get me wrong; it tastes really good. But as soon as I cut it from my diet, dropped a lot of weight. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
same with orange juice.
When was the last time you were here?
Yeah, it's been sitting in the refrigerator since the last time I was here.
Well, the Uso guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, so how long? I mean, how much do I drink in that time?
Maybe not too often.
No, and I saw the Cody Rhodes today, so I picked that one up too.
No, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but in moderation. You don't want.
Of course.
You don't want to start pounding the sodas and the sugary drinks.
Oh no, that's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing.
Very, very bad thing.
Okay. Somebody says they gave a thumbs up for Papi. We got somebody saying hello. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how do you like me without the beard?
It looks good. You look good without the beard.
Oh, I'm talking to the peeps. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we got a lovely lady here. I don't know if it's a troll or not, but we got somebody named Bridget who apparently is a lady. Some people say you don't want to get catfished in a live stream, but we like the ladies,
We like the ladies.
We like the ladies, that's for sure. And I'm single, so.
And the ladies like us.
And hopefully.
Oh yeah, they do.
I hope so.
Where is Bridget? Where are you from?
Bridget, we got Sophie in the house too.
And Sophie.
We got some ladies in the house. I mean, I know I was checking my demographics on this channel. Apparently, it's primarily male, but it looks like we got two ladies in the house, Bridget and Sophie. I'm from Long Island, New York.
Hey, welcome to the island. We're Long Islanders too.
We're Long Islanders, yes.
You can always tell somebody from Long Island because they'll take the long Long, they'll take the G and move it over onto island, and they'll automatically say, "Oh yeah, I'm from Long Island."
Yeah.
And I don't know why we do that.
I'm not really sure.
So yeah, if you're talking to somebody and they say, "Oh, I'm from Long Island," now, you know that they're what's catfishing they call it, or they're trolling you.
Trolling you, yeah. I think Bridget's from India. Sophie's from Maryland though, so that sounds like it could be legit.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Okay, so what interesting is going on in your life? I mean, you want to give a prostate cancer diagnosis update?
Yeah, I don't know if I gave a final, or I don't know if how I gave it the last time, but I've completed my my radiation treatment.
Yeah. And
I rang the bell, and I went to a visit a week after. They checked everything what they could, and everything looks like it's good. But I think my main, they gave me 3 months before I get a complete physical, and I guess at that time we'll see if if the cancer is still hanging around or what the story is. However, I'm on 3 different types of medications.
Right.
2 of them are like a hormone therapy, with one with the chemo, and what that does is it eliminates the 2 different medications. It eliminates my testosterone in the body. I was unaware. I thought testosterone was just that, but they said no. there's different levels or different types of testosterone in your body, and these two different medications will eliminate two different testosterone. And well, let me just finish 1 second.
Yeah.
Cancer cells, they feed off testosterone. So if they eliminate the testosterone, the cancer can't grow and it can't progress. So that's kind of like the game plan at this point. I'm going to be on that for maybe at least a year at this point.
Yeah, nobody wants to take a lot of medications. Hopefully you don't have to take it forever. But also...
But you know what? If you need to do it...
If you need to do it, yes.
If you need to do it, you have to do it. I mean, there's no... Hey, I can easily say, hey, guess what? I don't need to take all this medication and such. But bottom line is I do. If I want to live, I want to survive, I want to put an end to this cancer. Cancer's not going to rule my life. It's not going to win. It's not going to take me out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to eliminate cancer. Cancer picked the wrong person to mess with. Anyway, that's
no,
it.
Definitely.
And that's my update.
This is going to be this is a gallows humor joke. At an otherwise sad situation, obviously. But I'm like, do you think cancer medications can cause cancer? That would no. Probably not.
No, because, as I said, it's not. It's kind of not. Well, the radiation fights the cancer off.
Right.
And the radiation.
What doesn't cause? First off, what doesn't cause cancer?
Yeah.
I mean, everything does.
Well, but the radiation and the cancer medications.
Right.
But that's it. Yeah. I mean, are there drawbacks or the side effects to the medication? Yes. But you know what? I can outlast that. I can handle those the drawbacks until the doctors say, "Yep, you're good."
Yeah, interestingly, what were the signs that you noticed before? Did you just get a physical on your prostate levels?
None. And that's why I always tell everybody out there, go get a physical every year. Don't put it off. You have to do it. If you have the insurance will cover it full bore. Get your physical every single year. It's important. It doesn't matter what age you are, do it.
Yeah.
Because the sooner you pick something up, the better condition you are, or the better you have it. But to answer your question, I went for my yearly physical, and the doctor said, "Oh, you know what? I don't like the PSA levels. They seem to be very high." So I was like, "Yeah, that's strange." I at one time I had them, but they disappeared. So, but this time it was very high, and I went for when the blood came back and when things came back from my primary physician, he assigned me to a cancer doctor, and I went through the battery of tests leading up to a biopsy. And then after the biopsy, they said, "Yep," it came back, and I said, "Yeah, you have a very active and severe case of cancer."
So, now when you got the diagnosis, how was your emotion? Like, were you angry? Were you upset? Were you scared? Like, how would you describe it? Because I know if I was to get a cancer diagnosis, I would probably be first off, angry because I feel like I've never had a life. So I think that would make me if I got a cancer diagnosis, I would be very angry. How was your reaction to it? Accepting or?
Yeah, I mean, I said my first thought was, okay, what are we going to do to liquidate this? What are we going to do to put this behind me?
Right.
And he doesn't like when I talk religion or when I mention religion, but
right.
I'm very religious, and I said a prayer to God, and I just said, hey, if I've always been in your hands, I am in your hands. If you want me, you can take me at this point, but until that time comes, I'm going to do everything possible to fight it off. And I understand that people get upset and I guess that's the normal thing to do.
Yeah, and I know if it was.
But to me, it was just another battle in life. I mean, just another. I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's all right.
But to me, it was just another thing to take care of. Another thing that I'm going to fight. And like I said, you know what? My philosophy has always been, hey, cancer, you've picked the wrong person. You're not going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to battle this. I'm going to come out on the other side, and I'm going to eliminate this cancer. Cancer picked the wrong person to mess with. That's always been my philosophy. I've always had a strength in regards to that, and my religious upbringing, just put me on a proper path as well.
Great. Yeah, I mean, and hopefully you do get this into remission, and you're around for many years to come.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes it's best. I mean, when you do get a bad news, to handle things non-emotionally, to handle things, calmly, and
correct. I mean, I'm not telling people how to act, how not to act.
Yeah.
But we all have the ability to handle situations in different ways. We can take a high approach and just say, hey, you know what? This is not going to defeat me. Or people can crumble and just say like, oh, and just totally give up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fighter. I mean, I always have been. I mean, I worked hard my entire life. I worked my quote unquote fingers to the bone,
right,
to get to the situation or where I am today. I mean, am I, did I have to work hard? Did I have to? Yeah, of course. I mean, but that's kind of like life. I mean,
anything worthwhile in life, you have to work hard for.
Sure, nothing's going to be handed to you.
No, you got to go out there and take it.
But one last thing on my cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some days where I'm very low. I mean, there are some days when I feel after the radiation, I kind of started feeling
low in terms of depressed, or low in terms of no energy.
No, depressed, no energy. When I say low, it's not like a cut on a finger where you can put a Band-Aid on it. It's like, okay, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Cancer, and plus the medication and such, the medication that I'm taking, and also the radiation, it's a shock to the body, and your body is like, okay, I want to fight this off, or I don't want this, I don't want this in my body. And plus the cancer was zapping me from my abilities to be normal. So when I say highs and lows, yeah, I mean, I was going through a lot of low periods, but I just, like I said, my focus was, hey, hit me with the worst you've got, because it's not going to take me down. I'm going to get past it, and I'm going to, elevate my life, and I'm going to knock this out of my system, and I'm going to be normal again. And that's always been my philosophy.
Yeah.
So when I had my low points, and I still do, I mean, I still have points where I'm just so fatigued, and I'm so drained, and just things aren't really clicking normally. But I'm finding as I'm progressing through this treatment, now the treatment regarding the hormone treatments.
Yeah.
I'm finding that I'm having a lot more better days, normal days. So, hopefully, knock on wood, this will keep going forward.
And, at the very least, if you're finding yourself low energy, or you're, obviously I can't relate to going through cancer, but I can relate to just taking a nap and taking it easy, taking it nice and slow.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So
naps have been very important in my life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually a very relatively small thing that we can share. That's really not too bad. So if you don't know, my father, Papi. Anytime we would go to movies or anywhere, really, he would. I don't know if you have sleep apnea, but you would fall asleep and snore really loudly often, right?
Nice.
If you don't know, I mean, this is no exaggeration. He could sleep anywhere. He would fall asleep anywhere, and he would snore really loudly.
Hey, but not every movie though.
Not every movie.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So sometimes you'd have to nudge him or wake him up, or you'd be at his place, and he would fall asleep and start snoring again.
Oh, I love to snore.
Yeah. You snore. You're like apparently you're one of the most over the top snorers I've ever. I mean,
It's interesting though. I don't snore anymore.
You know?
No. I mean, I used to wake up in the middle of sleep, and sometimes the snoring would like wake me up, and I would know that I was snoring. But
I remember when I would share a room with you, I would be like, "Oh my god!" I mean, no, I mean, it would be because you would snore so. I mean, no offense.
no, there's no offense.
I mean, so obnoxiously. You know what I mean? So it was kind of.
That's my trademark.
That's your trademark, yeah. It would be like, you would be trying to fall asleep, and it would be impossible because of how loudly you snored. What else? Do I snore? Have you experienced? I don't know.
No, I've never heard you snore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if anybody's ever really witnessed me snoring, but it's a good question, I guess, right? You really don't know if you do it yourself or not, but.
You ever wake up like in the middle of the night? Just wake up from sleep?
Yeah, often. To go to the bathroom, and I'll sometimes get a water bottle and go to bed. I go back to bed after drinking a water bottle, and that's a pretty satisfying feeling, right?
But sometimes if you wake up, like when you're coming out of like that twilight sleep,
yeah,
if you're snoring or not.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I personally don't know that, but maybe you do. So that's kind of interesting. All right.
You should set the camera up and record you sleeping one night.
Actually, I heard there are some live streamers who just record themselves 24/7 and include, well, maybe not 24/7. I don't think they're recording themselves in the bathroom, but I mean, I think they record them. I think they record themselves sleeping. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be interested in watching.
No,
that.
it would be boring watching somebody sleep. That's like literally the epitome of boring. I know when they say, what boring is, they usually refer to sleeping. So, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm sorry for drifting off here for a second.
Okay.
I remember. Before the computer and TikTok and all live streams, going back to when I was younger, there was a TV program, and it was very unique for its time.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Loud family, not Loud, Laud, and I think the show was An American Family, and it was on PBS. And what they did was basically that. I mean, they recorded the whole. That was the first time they, I guess in the history of recording and such and TV, they actually recorded this whole family. And I mean, you know how like
kind of like the Osbournes with reality TV.
Reality TV, exactly.
Yeah.
Good call. And this was back in early 70s.
Realistically, reality TV. Yes, I mean it creates like a facade of being real, but it's not too real. You know what I mean? Like look at the Osbourne. Like it's sensationalistic. You know what I mean? Like
Jared!
Yeah, like with Ozzy Osbourne, for example, and so on.
He just gave his last concert.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I actually talked about that with the social worker today. Ozzy Osbourne and his last concert. I'll share it because I brought it up, and I want to go into it. Why not? So I said, sometimes I feel self-conscious that, observed critically by women my age and professionals my age, and people look at me as a simpleton and stuff. But I'm like, look at Ozzy Osbourne, for example. He definitely seems like he might have some neurological damage. He definitely seems like he's...
Oh, he does. I think he has Parkinson's?
Yeah. He seems like he's not with it.
He's very sick.
And he seems like he's crazy. And he has seemed that way for the past 10, 20 years. And people love him, you know what I mean? So just because you're a little weird and quirky and crazy doesn't mean people can adore you. You know what I mean?
Of course. I
Right.
mean, you know
Right.
what?
I mean, I know he's a rock star. He's a superstar. It's kind of a bad, but that's something I said. I said, don't be so self-conscious. Don't be so insecure. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have easily have said, "Hey, you know what? I can't perform like I used to. I'm having a lot of health problems." And no, he's honestly, he's like, "Hey, you either like me, you don't like me, and it doesn't matter."
Right. I mean, he's adored by rock musicians. He's adored by fans. I mean, and yeah. I mean, so don't feel like, so when you feel self-conscious, you could be like, yeah. I mean, look, there's lots of people who are adored, who are, out there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like yourself. I mean, that's the important.
Like yourself.
That's the important part.
Have self-confidence, self-esteem, that's key. And I think the way you will go about getting that is more socialization, more interpersonal relationships, going to pros programs, and practicing your ability to socially engage.
Sure. And you know what? Not every situation is going to work out. Not every relationship is going to work out. But it shouldn't prevent you from.
They even said,
meeting people.
like, even if you have self-consciousness about, attractive women, go up to the most attractive woman you see, and try talking to her. Maybe even ask her out. If she rejects you, well, I mean, it's good practice. Then go to the next most attractive woman you see. If she rejects you, well, I mean, the more you do something over and over again, the more you practice something, the more comfortable you're going to get doing it.
Of course.
Face the fear, and the fear will disappear. And pretty soon you realize these women, they just go to the bathroom like you or I, and you're not going to be.
Yes.
I mean, it's a metaphor. It means like they're just like you. Don't be so self-conscious around attractive women. Is basically the point I was trying to make.
But stay away from the women with the Botox lip implants.
See, I feel more comfortable talking to women like that. Maybe it's because I'm self-conscious and lack self-esteem. But I feel more comfortable talking to women with the Botox and like the lip rings. But no, try to set my sights higher and try to risk talking to a really attractive lady.
Oh yeah, I was kidding, of course. I mean,
yeah,
they could be the best people, or it could be the best person in the world.
Right.
You just
yeah,
you socialize with them. Talk to them, find out who they are. That's the best thing in life.
Right. All right, you want to wrap this up, or do you have anything else you'd like to say?
That's it. How about you? I mean, what else is on your mind?
Well, I mean, obviously that was something else that was on my mind. I guess that's about it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, actually, interestingly enough, I've been saying peace out to close my live streams. And I was listening to Z100 this morning or yesterday, and at the end of the show, they said, peace out. So I don't know if I got it from that show, or I'm like, wow. That's like
that's a common expression.
It's a common expression?
Oh, sure.
I don't know if I'm ripping them off or not. Maybe I am, accidentally.
Or they're ripping you off.
Or they're ripping me off. That's a possibility too. But the show's been on the air for years, so probably not. All right, peace out. Adios, amigos and amigas.
Because that
is what it is. Are you pointing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.